Hello my students, hope you are fine. Science Primary 6, Unit 4, Structure and Function. To talk about Lesson 2, which is Human Locomotory System. First, what's locomotory system? Locomotory system is the body system that is responsible for the movement. Okay. What is the movement? What's meant by movement? Movement, it is the ability of the organism to change its position from a place to another. The human locomotory system is divided into two other systems, skeletal system and muscular system. Now I'm going to talk about skeletal system in details. The skeletal system is divided into two parts, axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. Now, what is the structure of axial skeleton? The axial skeleton consists of skull, backbone, and rib cage. Okay, so we have here a video to talk about the axial skeleton in details. Let's start it. The three main parts of axial skeleton are skull, backbone or vertebral column, and rib cage. First, the skull. Yes, it's a bony box containing cavity. Yes, for eyes, nose, and ears. Yes, the skull is composed of many bones connected together by joints. Like that. The brain is found inside the skull to protect it. The second part, the rib cage. The other name is thoracic cage. It consists of 12 pairs of curved bones called ribs. Like this. The upper 10 pairs are connected together by sternum. Here we have the floating ribs, which are not connected to the sternum. Yes, the function of the rib cage is to protect heart and the two lungs. So, it's very important for us. Third part, vertebral column. The other name is the backbone. Yes, consists of a series of bones called vertebra, which are 33 vertebrae. Between them, cartilage. The average length of male vertebral column is 71 centimeters. The main important function of the vertebral column is to protect the spinal cord. Now I'm going to start a comparison between the three parts of the axial skeleton according to the structure and function. First, skull. It's a bony box that contains cavities for ears, eyes, and nose. The function of the skull is to protect the brain. Second, backbone. It represents the axis of the skeleton. It consists of 33 vertebrae. It contains cartilages between vertebrae. Why? To prevent their friction during motion or during movement. The function of the backbone: it allows the body to bend in different directions. Number 2, it protects the spinal cord. Third, rib cage. It consists of 12 pairs of ribs. The first 10 pairs are connected to the sternum bone or breastbone. It protects the lung and the heart. It also helps in the breathing. Now, we are going to talk about appendicular skeleton. Let's start the video. It includes the bones of upper limbs and lower limbs. Like in the picture, the bones of the upper limbs. There are 3 parts: humerus, shoulder, this is the forearm, composed of 2 bones, ulna, radius. Finally, the hand bones. Here we have the shoulder bone. Yes, it's triangular in shape. Bones of lower limbs: femur, leg bones, foot bones, this is the pelvic bone. From the previous video, we can divide the appendicular skeleton into bones of upper limbs, which are shoulder bones, humerus, forearm, and hand bones, while the other group are bones of lower limbs, which are pelvic bone, femur, shaft bones, and foot bones. Here we have a comparison between the two groups according to the structure and function. First, bones of upper limbs. The structure: number 1, humerus, number 2, forearm, number 3, hand bones. They are connected to shoulder bones. The function: they permit eating, drinking, writing, and holding things. So the function of upper limbs is to help us for eating, drinking, writing, and holding things. Bones of lower limbs. The structure: number 1, femur, shaft, and foot bones. They are connected to pelvic bones. The function: they permit walking, running, standing, sitting, and they carry the rest of your body. So the function of lower limbs is to allow you to walk, run, stand, and sit. And also it carries the rest of your body. Now I'm going to talk about the joints. What are the joints? The joints is the location at which bones meet each other. Again, when two bones meet each other, they form the joint. Now, what is the function of the joints? For sure, the joints is very important for us. They allow the movement between bones, like that. We have 3 types of joints, which are: number 1, immovable joints, number 2, slightly movable joints, number 3, freely movable joints. First, immovable joints. They don't allow any movement. Like what? Like the joints between the bones of the skull. For sure, the bones of the skull never move. Number 2, slightly movable joints. They are joints that allow movement in one direction only. Like what? Knee and elbow joints. Okay, number 3, freely movable joints. They allow the movement in all directions. Like what? Like shoulder, wrist, hip joints. And here we have a picture for each of them. Now we have a video to summarize the human locomotory system. Let's start it.
You often feel something hard when you touch your arm, your leg, and even your head. Do you know what this hard substance inside the body is? Well, this hard substance is a bone. A human body is made of a number of bones. Together, these bones form a framework that gives shape to our body. This framework is the skeleton. A body without a skeleton will appear like a jelly that has no shape of its own. Not only does the skeleton give shape and support, it also helps in the movement of various parts of the body. Now that we know the importance of the skeleton, let us look at some of the parts of the skeleton. The skeleton comprises four main parts: the skull, the backbone, the rib cage, and the limbs. Let us first learn about the skull. The skull is made of bones of the head and the face. All the bones of the skull are immovable except the jaw. There are depressions or holes in the skull for eyes and nose. The function of the skull is to protect an important organ of the body, which is the brain. The next part of the skeleton is the rib cage. The rib cage is the bony structure present in the chest area. You can easily feel it each time you keep your hand on your chest. The ribs are curvy in shape. There are 12 pairs of ribs present in a human being. The ribs are joined to the backbone on the back and the breastbone in the front. The rib cage protects many important internal organs such as heart and lungs. The next part of the skeleton is the backbone. It is also known as the spine. The spine helps you bend down to pick up things or to tie your shoelaces. It runs from the back of the skull to the lower back of the body. The spine is made of 33 small bones called vertebrae. These small bones are joined to each other. It is this bone by which the rib cage is attached. The limbs constitute the last part of the skeleton. They are forelimbs and hind limbs. The bones of the arm form the forelimbs. 3 bones, 1 long bone in the upper arm and 2 small bones in the lower arm make the forelimbs. The bone of the upper arm is attached to the vertebra by the collarbone and the shoulder blade. Similarly, 3 bones in the leg together form the hind limb. These are 1 bone in the upper leg or the thigh and 2 bones in the lower leg. The legs are supported by the pelvic bone. All these together make up the skeleton system.
Thank you for listening, my students, and good luck.